Today I'm going to talk about my school that I recently went to and I finished this grade in. And I'm going to talk about it closing. So I started going to this school in 2017. I had already almost gone to every single school in my town except for the Christian private school, because I've heard pretty bad things about that school. No, I'm also not Christian, but so I'd rather not. And so I went to a school that was in another town. It wasn't that far away, really. It was only like 5 minutes away, so it was very close. This was a country school. Now, a country school is a school that's in the countryside. It's not really in the city. It's in the outskirts or outside. The school was very, very small. When I joined, I think they only had about 40 kids. So you could see that this was a very small school. And when we finished last year of the school, I think we only had about 36 kids. So not a lot of kids at all. I was very shocked when I first went to the school because they didn't have two grades. They didn't have the first and second grade, and they also had so little kids. At the start, I thought they had the first and second grades because I was so unheard of not having some grades and not having any kids in some grades. I was just so unheard of because I only went to the city schools. I never went to a country school. And so I thought they did have those schools. I mean, no, they did have those grades. Later I found out they actually didn't. And then next year they didn't have 3 grades. So yeah, very little kids. My class in the first time that I went to, so last year, my class, I think we had 4 kids. 5, 4, I think we were 5. Yes, we were 5. So we were only 5. There were 5 of us. 4 girls and 1 boy. That's it. We were quite a small class. The smallest class was the youngest. That class only had 1 kid. I am not joking. That class only had 1 kid. So we had unified classes. That kid was with the grade up. So they were classified as 1 class. And we were also unified with another class, considering fact we were so small. You're only 5. You're only 5. And so we were unified with the grade up. And together with that grade, we were 15, I think? Yeah, 15. We were 15. That's still less than a normal class in the city schools. The city schools normally have about 22 kids or 21 kids. That's the average for every class. So that was a bit weird to me. It was new. It was very new. Also, the teachers there were so nice. I love the teachers there. And everyone is so nice. I was shocked. That was the first school that I actually enjoyed going to. I loved going there. At the start, of course, it was a bit not that good. Because, you're new and all that. And that school was very close. So when a new kid comes, it takes a while for everyone to get used to them. Because they are so close. So at the end of the year, I think that's really when I got close with my classmates. I love my classmates. And that's also when I made a friend. Yay! Finally. And I love that school. It's also the first school where I was an honor student. I've never ever been an honor student, and I actually tried to get good grades in this school. In other schools, I didn't really care. School, I did care. And teachers also, because there were so little students, the teachers could practice on and take some time with each student because there were so little of us. So we could get better grades. Everyone could get better grades because you just have more time with the teacher. And it's not just that, it's also because the teachers were amazing. I loved all the teachers. All of them were good. All of them were awesome. That has never happened anywhere before. There's always at least one teacher that I absolutely hate. It's been like that in every single school. You'll have some teachers that hates them. It's the thing. But here it's a bit different. It's a bit different. And the next year we weren't in a unified class anymore because that class that we were unified with were the graduating class, so you weren't allowed to be with them anymore, so we were no longer together. We also had another kid that got held behind a year, so we were now 6, and we had a lot of fun. But then my friend moved away, and that was quite sad. And I'm not really good with keeping up relationships with friends, so I'm too embarrassed to really make plans. Too shy would be a better word to say for that, so I haven't been keeping up with her. Haven't talked to her in half a year. So yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. And so we were 5 again. Only 5 of us. We had a bunch of fun. We also, this school being so small, the grade that was below the graduating grade had to decorate their class and had to get them cakes. Not cakes, one cake. And so I took up the task of making cakes. I made 2 Swiss rolls, and I practiced so long to make the cakes perfect because they had to be perfect in my eyes. They had to be soft. They had to be tasty. It had to be amazing. Yeah. So I made, I think, about 5 cakes before I made the actual cakes, and that wasn't too bad because they were pretty cheap to make. One Swiss roll cake was about €4 to make, so it was pretty cheap. And they were also really fun to make. So I worked my butt off to perfect my recipe because we got a new stove, so everything changes. Everything changes. The cooking times change a bit. So the cake kept getting burned, so I had to adjust the time and stuff. So in the end, it turned out amazing. The cake was so tasty. I was so happy. It turned out perfectly. It turned out so well. We also got the class decorated. I drew on the whiteboard. Drew a lot of drawings. The Pokemon, Moomin. That was kind of embarrassing. I probably shouldn't have drawn Moomin or Pokemon. Oh, whatever. You know I'm an artist, so you know. So it's fine. It's okay. It's not like I'll be seeing them anytime soon, so it's fine. Put the cakes out, and I went there and also made some cards for them. And I got a little bit ambitious, and I drew every single one of them as chibis. Well, their faces, just their like headshots for each one of them. There were 9, so 9 cards. And I worked so much on it, and yeah, and they also invited us. That's a tradition because we're so close. They invite the grade below them that decorated the class for cake. He also had another cake there, to which I think the teacher got that cake, and not a single student there ate my cake. No one ate it. I didn't see any one of them eat it. Only ones I saw that ate my cake were my teacher and my classmates. And that's it. And one of my classmates ate the cake, had 3 pieces, as he said. I remember he walked by me and I remember him saying, so good. And that just made me so happy, because I just love hearing from people of what they think of what I made for them. I just love hearing the confirmation that it's good. I just love that. It got me very sad that I didn't see any one of them eat it. They only ate the big store-bought chocolate cake. Okay, it wasn't store-bought. It was ordered from, I don't know where it was ordered, but it looked like it was ordered from somewhere. So that just made me very sad. But whatever. I do admit the cake was pretty tasty, so I get why they eat that. It's also chocolate, so it had chocolate, so whatever. I don't really care anymore. So that's that. And then the school closed on July 2nd, I think. Yeah. And they sold the school, and the school no longer exists. That's it. It's gone. Forever. It's just unbelievable. It took me a while to get used to it. The school's no longer here. It's crazy to think that a school just like that can close. We actually had a petition to keep the school open for another year. If we didn't have so many parents wanting the school to stay open, then the school probably wouldn't have had this year. And we are so lucky to have had this year. The principal that is affiliated with our school, he wanted the last grade to graduate because they were the biggest. They were 9. There were 9 of them, so of course he'd want them to graduate. The others, sad for all of us that didn't get to graduate in that school. It's just very sad. Well, for me, I'm gonna be fine in any other schools because I'm used to it. I'm used to having any size class, because I've always only ever been in classes that have over 20 kids, no less. So I didn't stay in that school for too long, so I didn't really know the school that much. I'm very sad for the kids that only knew that school. They only knew the country school. It's just gonna be so hard for them in a bigger school. It's also gonna suck for the kids that live in that town, because you know what? That's the only school that was in that town. There were actually 2 schools in that town. Both of them closed on July 2nd. Both of them. So there are no more schools in that town. All of them have to go to my town. So it sucks. It sucks. It sucks a lot. In the first school that I went to, in the 5th grade, we actually had some kids that started going to our grade because their school closed. I remember how passionate they were about their school, how much they talked about their school, how much they missed their school. They showed pictures and we were so shocked. That was so crazy. That was so foreign to us who only knew these town schools. We didn't know that. And one of these kids came from a country school that was 30 minutes away. She has to take a bus 30 minutes every day to go to a school. That's awful. It sucks. And I feel so bad for those kids that only knew that school. I just feel so bad. Now I understand. I understand their feelings now. I know how they felt when their school closed, Why they show those pictures? And now I care. I care about these schools. I guess you only care about these schools if you've been in them. Only if you've been in these schools. Only when you know. Only when you know. And the country is closing a lot of these schools. This has been happening so long. This has been happening for so long. So many schools have been closed due to funding issues, because these schools are expensive. Every room has to be individually warmed. Well, in my school, each one room had the thing where you put the firewood in and it would heat the room. Only one room though, but each room had to be individually heated. And that's expensive. That's very expensive. And for so little kids, why bother, Why bother keeping these schools open? And I get it. I get why they were closed. But again, these schools, they're needed. They're needed for these kids that live in these countrysides. Now, I don't live in the countryside. I live in a city that has a bunch of schools. But these kids have to drive so far. And these schools are also really good. Are really good schools. So it's just sad seeing all of these schools be closed. If in 2030 all of the country's schools would be closed, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if all of the country's schools would be closed by then. Only time will tell, though. I bet that there will be some more schools that will get closed this year or next year, because it's just gonna happen if all of these other schools close. What's to say that other schools won't close too, This was such a sad video, I guess, but so I filmed this video it's July 10th, right? Fuck's sake, July 10th, my god. August 10th. It's August 10th, so I haven't yet been to my new school. I've been to my new school only once to talk to the principal a bit. So, and she also showed me my classroom, so I know where my classroom is now. But I'm so excited for my new school. I'm actually very excited because I heard that there's an art club. There's an art club, and my teacher's gonna be the art teacher, so this is gonna be awesome. And this is the school for me now, man. No, this is what I'm talking about. I haven't been in any one of these clubs in so long. It's been forever. Because I just didn't have the motivation for clubs. And I'm probably not going to have a lot of motivation for this club. I'm going to try to go to it all the time. I'm going to try. Because it would be so fun. Make friends there as well, because this is a big school. Okay, it's a small school too, but it's a bigger school. I don't know if it's classified as a country school. I guess it could be a country school, because it's not as big as the town schools. My class only has, I guess, about 19 kids, I think. So it's like the normal count, but the city schools, most of the city schools have multiple grades. One school has 3 grades, another one has 2, in the same age group. I mean, probably I'm gonna make a video about this new school and see how awesome it is and all that. It's probably gonna be awesome. I'm probably gonna love it a lot. And I'm so excited. And I'm excited to see how long it's gonna take them until they find out that I'm 17 and I'm gonna be 18 in February. I can't say February. Okay. Because I got held back 2 years. That's a story for a whole nother video. That's the school that I went to before this country school. And I'm definitely gonna do a video about that as well. I'm probably gonna do a video on all the schools I went to, so altogether it's probably gonna be 4 or 5 videos. Probably 5 after I go to the new school. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. Bye!